And we back. Let's get to it.
Active in their high school sports, somebody who is captain, who's participating potentially in multiple sports, even somebody like that. Some of the numbers that we're able to see is that the people who are in the bottom kind of quintile, the bottom fifth of the socioeconomic distribution, have about a 22% chance of playing college sports, whereas for the top quintile, the top 20% of the distribution, it's closer to 35%.
It seems like relative to other sports, basketball isn't as reliant on social class status at the high school level, but certainly it seems to matter to go beyond in terms of being able to afford a variety of different organized sports in order to be able to coordinate schedules and carry off transportation and being able to fit the bill.
And the youth system is not doing them any favors.
The meshing of how the youth sports industry became more monetized, more privatized, led to a number of things that provided more advantages to people with higher socioeconomic status. They were able to leverage essentially their knowledge and resources, social connections, a willingness and ability to pay for things, to seek out preferred opportunities, whether it's training or the highest levels of competition or exposure. And meanwhile, those processes serve to essentially winnow out people who couldn't stick with it.
This is Matt Young, a sports consultant and youth sports development advocate. His TED Talk, one of the only videos on YouTube, talking about the American basketball youth problem, piqued my interest, so I gave him a ring.
There's a lot of good people in sport, I'll say that. They're the exception, they're not the norm. The norm is inexperienced, the norm is ego, the norm is old school, the norm is self-interested. There's so much commerce wrapped up in this selling of the dream. And because there's no regulation in sport, there's no regulatory body, there's no minister of sport in the United States of America who says, you know, you're not doing that.
And what does that mean for kids in the system?
Statistics are showing that we are burning them out. They can get injured. They're not having a well-rounded experience, undue pressure, unrealistic expectations, stress, burnout, a diminished enjoyment of the sport. That's starting at 6 and 7 years old with travel teams and travel ball and AAU. And I think I saw something that they released the top 100 first graders in basketball.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for anything she wants.
You could pick any item you want. I'll go get it for you.
You know, and it was serious.
We're now getting at the root of the issue. We all know the more money you have, the easier it is to succeed. It's kind of how capitalism works. But it's not just that. More families in America have more means than ever, and way more hoop dreams. Project Mbappe is alive and well in America. Except it's not Mbappe, it's like Luca Shea or something. According to a 2015 Anscape article, there are kids, or should I say families, that put basketball first and foremost. This manic chase for the athletic scholarship are kids who, year-round, play only basketball. The NCAA Goals Survey shows that 49% of men in Division I basketball and 55% of women specialized in basketball by age 12. But if we take a look at the best players to ever play the game, we'll see something different. Kobe Bryant.
How old were you?
11, 10, 11.
And you're playing against other 10, 11-year-olds?
Uh-huh.
And you didn't score once?
Not one.
Were you in the game?
I was in the game.
How'd you not score?
Because I was terrible.
LeBron James started playing organized ball at 5th grade and was an all-state receiver in high school. And Michael Jordan.
I started baseball when I was 6, but I really didn't start basketball until I was 12.
Well, did you have any idea that it could be like this?
No.
No.
By no means. And if that was the case, if it was something that I probably was chasing, I would have never gotten it.
These are the words and testimonies of the greatest to have ever played. Yet the AAU cycle, let me put this down. Yet the AAU cycle, which is a money-sucking abomination of a youth development organization, is the only way to get noticed as an NBA hopeful. As the AAU game continues to progress, it becomes a race to see who can get their kids in first. And guess for whose benefit? Hint, it's not the kids. Anyways, we're getting off topic. This is about the Nepo babies, the seconds, the juniors, all that, right, in the league. They're coming in by the droves. From 1981 to 2001, the percentage of second-generation players in the NBA went from 1.3% to 1.6%. From 2001 to 2024, that number has quadrupled to over 7%. Not only that, but in the 2024 top 75 high school recruits, 15 of them have NBA fathers. Names like Anthony, Boozer, and Arenas are making the rounds yet again. But this time it's like Bart's... I'm not finishing that. That's terrible. There's an easy explanation for this. I mean, just look at the Currys. They grew up around the lights of the professional basketball scene. It was normal for them. And of course, Dell gave them professional training facilities and training strategies. I mean, we're talking about a guy who made $20 million over his entire career, which, by the way, his Suns are making now in like one season. Getting Steph and Seth involved in the game was easy, a cinch, a walk in the park. If the Suns wanted to play ball, they would, and would be doing so in the best environment that the world could offer. This is a common trend you'll see. Devin Booker, son of brief NBA employee Melvin Booker, was asked by Melvin at the age of 13 if he really wanted to play basketball. Devin said yes. And Melvin literally said, "It was my duty as a former player to show him how to play," which meant moving him from Mississippi to Florida and becoming his full-time trainer. If you're familiar with a few top hoopers, you'll see that this is a common trend. Bobo lived in my area and Jada Williams went to my high school. And they both up and went to California.
Alright. I think that's good enough. Appreciate y'all. I'm